This movie War Machine came out on Netflix, a film that is like Predator meets Metal Gear. I saw the trailer, was whelmed, and had low expectations. But it's actually a decently fun movie. Set your brain to neutral for a fast-paced action spectacle type flick. Anyway, when a movie like this comes out that focuses on a real-world unit, in this case the 75th Ranger Regiment, myself, like many kit enthusiasts, are drawn to the niche aspects of how the military is portrayed. Stuff like the dialogue, the culture, but most specifically the individual equipment and weapons. So at risk of going down the route of a tactical cinema sins ripoff, this is the type of stuff I want to talk about in this video. Obviously, spoilers ahead, so go watch the movie first. All good war movies start with a flashback scene. Kandahar, he says. I know Australian roadside grass when I see it. I know an Australian army truck when I see it. This is not Afghanistan. You can't trick me. But it's pretty cool to see the old army surplus recovery Mack trucks getting a life in cinema beyond the grave.
Who's a full-fledged moron responsible for this clusterfuck?
Relaxed grooming standards for the boys attached to 10th Mountain Division, I see.
Police at least there!
Oh, but what are you gonna do about it?
What am I gonna do about it? Noogie, baby!
Hold up, this is important. So a major plot point of the film is revealed here, which is that Thad Castle and his brother Captain Kangaroo both make promises to become Rangers together. But this is something as a supporting character in a film's introduction you should avoid, because the most dramatic way you can break this promise is to die.
12 seconds later.
Jai Courtney, to be fair, puts on a sound performance for his 5 minutes of screen time. I don't know if he dropped off. He used to be getting bigger roles. I thought he had a good showing in Reacher as a supporting villain. He was obviously playing a silly goose in the Suicide Squad movies, but then he went on to co-star alongside Khaleesi in Terminator. Anyway, I just like seeing Australian actors when they hit the big time, but I'd like to see Jai Courtney in some more villainy roles. I think he suits that well. I was tricked. I did know before viewing that this was filmed in Australia, but I did not know it was filmed in New Zealand.
Applied 4 times, medically denied each time. Or you just made the age cutoff.
Some relaxed grooming, shaving standards on Ranger selection here, it seems.
Police at least there!
You are now number 81.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alan Richardson is monstrously yoked at the best of times, slightly less so in this film, especially if you compare him to that other one he did, the Ungentlemanly Warfare, where he's piss-takingly enormous. And you can bet your bollocks to a barn dance there's no one in World War II who had this physique. I will say the pacing of this film, 10 minutes in, we know who is this guy, why he's doing what he's doing. We've had a moto speech right off the rip, and we're straight into the action montage of him busting his ass on Ranger selection.
Fort Benning, Sergeant, Basic AIT and Airborne. Honor grad, top of the class.
Oh boy, Earmore brand hearing protection. Tee-hee-hee-hee.
What about you, 60?
19 Kilo M1 Abrams crewman, Sergeant.
Oh, these airsoft helmet covers. Chad at least gets the full multicam cover, but nearly everyone else gets this raggedy mesh khaki strip bungee retention helmet cover.
What about you, 81? 12 Bravo, combat engineer, 213th CSSB.
Ugh, this is one of those like tactical nitpicks thing, but have a look at bloke's chin strap. And why I say this isn't even an intentional thing, because it's not some character quirk of him that he's rebelling. If that was the case, he'd have it just undone completely. But that it's clipped up and sagging like this, I don't know, they just didn't fit the helmet to the dude properly. It could be his Giga Chad jawline and chin, but yeah, silly. Dumb.
Projected to pass by Earth at
Let me guess, you probably think NASA's making that shit up too.
Excuse me, sir, that NASA object is poo from a bum.
Is it true what happened in Kandahar?
Who the fuck is talking in the DFAC? Don't tell me that was you, 15. You looking to recycle again? It was me, Sergeant.
So here the Chow Hall Spartacus goes down. This dude's just Jack for not speaking up and admitting it was him. So Chad is in constant pain as a result of the injuries he sustained at the ambush shown at the start of the film, meaning he has to sneak in painkillers and he's constantly popping these. But I'm pretty sure you wouldn't just be able to bring this onto Ranger selection. I'd imagine he would have had to have snuck it in his prison wallet. They're actually using real blanks instead of CGI.
The asteroid discovered last month continues to confound scientists.
The poo asteroid makes another appearance.
109, 111, step forward. I'm sorry to say to those of you who did not step forward, pack your bags, you are non-selects.
The old step forward, who's stepping back, who's failed, who's passed, classic fake out. They go to step off for their full mission profile here, which is like their final assessment for Ranger selection. And they surprise Chad/81 here that he is now the team leader. Oh no.
Your new team leader will be 81.
Oh, this chin strap again. Very cool helo insertion scene, to be fair. Good mix of what looks to be practical and CG scenes. Very Predator-esque. Oh, these packs are flopping around a bit lightly. I know a pillow backpack when I see one. So their mission is to blow up an aeroplane, but instead they come across this.
Cadre really went all in with the special effects.
Yeah. And no one's alarm bells are ringing in the slightest.
I think they're gonna try to smoke us upriver.
Yeah.
In some of these shots, we can see they visibly have front plates inserted into their plate carriers. But would it have killed them to put them in the back as well? These days for cinema, there's almost no excuse not to have even fake plates and everything when AliExpress exists. Smooth brain moment number 1 of fucking many. Alien attacks, let's all just stand and stare. Here we get a first look at the alien's weapon system though, and its primary seems to be this laser/plasma/bolter/railgun looking thing. There's this cool effect though when you're going through frame by frame and you see it's almost got like a secondary launch explosion, almost like you'd see out of a rocket assisted projectile from say an 84. And Mr. Alien Robot also has blue scanner for searching and the red scanner or laser for targeting.
Hey, keep your eyes on me. 57, look at me.
Keep your eyes on me. Old bloody number 15's Australian accent slipped out for a second there.
The thing's hunting us.
What the fuck is? 81. I'll lower step. You spot him on the way down.
Chin strap done, chin strap undone. I caught you lacking 96. Just move the foot. Just move the foot. Just move his fucking foot. Here we get the more detailed look at the second alien weapon, which is these bombers, which I would argue are hilariously underpowered for alien technology for how big they are. We get this team shot just before they start this river crossing scene, and you'll notice that 81 has a knife across his chest. He then goes on to immediately stab the compass into the tree with a SOG seal pup I can only assume he pulled from his ass, given as in the very next frame, his other blade is still on his chest.
It's okay, 81. You can let go now.
60 comes back. Where did this guy come from? When did he get blown away? It's all a bit hectic when Mr. Roboto first starts laying waste to the squad, so let's recap the casualties thus far. So 15 total Rangers make it through to the final mission. 111 cops the very first blast. 122 gets hilariously headshot while fleeing. 38 is blasted through the back not long after. 13 gets vaporized on the riverbank holding security. 72 gets disgustingly exploded by one of the bombers at the top of the cliff. 57 has the most hilarious death in the entire movie when he's impaled by this log after they jump off the cliff. 135 gets pretty much a coup de grace, as witnessed by 81 when he returns to look for the radio, after being earlier hit in the bum, but not killed in the robot's initial engagement. 96 is killed on top of the cliff, lowering number 7 down the ropes. 23 gets blasted on the riverbank, leaving number 7, number 15, 44, 60, 81, and 109 alive, going to the final act of the film. Okay, good, I'm caught up. Wait a minute, was 44 always wearing a JPC? Let's rewind for a kit continuity check. For their field pack, all of them are using the US Army issued Molly 2 ruck with the issued frame. They all have a variant of either a Cry Precision JPC replica / airsoft / Temu clone, or this very poor LBT 6094 replica / airsoft / AliExpress clone. I tried finding the exact version with this thick seam around the edge, but kept coming up blank. So in a moment of frustration, I reached out to my Instagram followers who were hilariously helpful as is tradition, but some did manage to reach out to the actual prop designer from the film who confirmed these were a Chinese replica. In terms of which one it is exactly, I think it's a case of what they show you here on AliExpress and Temu isn't necessarily what you get when you order it and open the box, because some of these products show a different item in the videos than what they show in the photos. For their helmets, they're all using an OpsCore fast ripoff. These things are dime a dozen in the replica world, so it's hard to pinpoint exactly which replica brand this is, but we can tell they're fakies by the hideous baby poo tan color on the rails and on the rim of the helmet. 44, 81, and 109 get the full multicam helmet cover, while everyone else gets the janky khaki mesh strip one. Number 13 has one of the Temu 6094s, a press stud multicam frag pouch, flak retention mag pouches. 122 has a Temu 6094 and an eagle-inspired admin panel with a triple shingle for the mags. 111 Temu 6094 with a slick front. As it's later revealed, this is where he carries the radio. 109 Temu 6094 press stud frag pouch, tourniquet, press stud retention triple shingles, gross, and a med pouch. Mean looking number 72 has a Temu 6094, a CRKT, also known as Cricket Ramadi fixed blade, in an Emerson brand sheath with multicam, what looks like almost tropic or a dodgy paint job, flapped magazine carrier. 44 has one of the JPCs in olive drab with another triple press stud shingle, yuck, and trauma shears. 81 Thad Castle, our hero and protagonist, has one of the Temu 6094s, and what I'm pretty sure is an SS Precision knockoff style compass on his chest. On his chest is mounted a Gerber strong arm. This could be a replica. And he also has the aforementioned SOG seal pup, which he keeps in his bum, as well as bungee retention triple shingle mag carrier and a camelback. 96 Temu 6094 flat attack commander's admin panel with flapped magazine carrier. Number 7, a JPC in multicam with a double bungee retention mag pouch and some other accessories pouches. Number 15 has a JPC in coyote brown, triple velcro retention flap mag pouch, green trauma shears, a med pouch, and is later seen wearing the sword scavenger day bag. 60 Temu 6094 press stud compass slash frag pouch and a med pouch. 23 Temu 6094 multicam velcro retention flapped mag pouch, sword admin panel, and goofy glasses. 38 Temu 6094 fast X frag, olive drab shingle, and a tourniquet. 57 has a JPC in coyote brown, as well as the sword commander's panel, which makes sense given he's carrying the one map for the entire squad. 135 has a JPC in olive drab with a multicam flap mag pouch, sword admin panel, and a dangler med pouch. Well, what do you know? They got it right. Usually in movies like this, you'll often see there's just interchangeably different rigs and kit going all over the place. But I suppose in this case, having every number of every character on all bits of equipment makes it easier to keep track.
Think you can walk? Well, keep moving or you're gonna die here.
One of the other themes to the characters in the film is that 81 is a big antisocial meanie who doesn't say motivating stuff.
We've got exactly 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 30 seconds to get across that finish line.
Dude, that was awesome. For real. I mean, that was like some Braveheart shit right there. That was...
But I think everything he says is perfectly succinct and to the point, and he's just speaking in no-nonsense terms in what needs to be done to achieve the mission.
You 4 on Overwatch, you 3 downstream, the rest of us take upstream.
The wisecracking number 15 gets his mini redemption arc after running back to get the ammunition for the vehicle. And our car chase begins. I don't know, I'm just generally not into car chases. I don't really froth them, but this one's alright, I suppose. It's a robot chasing an armoured vehicle. It's pretty cool. And we also get our look at the robot's third weapon, which is this blue laser gravity gun particle beam ion cannon looking thing. 81 manages to put a halt to the robot here by launching a 40mm nuke into the cliff. And this is a good opportunity to tangent that I think 40 mils are probably one of the most commonly overbuffed weapons in films. The car chase finally ends with 81 waking up after a spot of PTSD, only to find that everyone else except for number 7 has been Uncle Owen and Aunt Barood. It's just 81 now and he's dragging number 7 through the mud. It's all a big thing about survivor's guilt and he's doing it for his brother, blah 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 blah. He remembers at this point the mining site that they flew over on the insertion, which is what leads to the Home Alone / Ripley Aliens Power Loader / Predator final battle, complete with the defeated villain exploding in spectacular fashion while our protagonist flees for their life. 81 makes it back and he crosses the finish line. Yay, you made it. He gets his Ranger scroll from the way too old to be a CSM Dennis Quaid and is then encouraged to give a motard speech to a whole hangar full of already badged and qualified Rangers, who in reality would probably just haze him immediately for being the new guy. This film is beginning slagged off a lot for the kit, but I think it deserves some flowers. They went to the trouble of getting 3 distinct setups for the 3 different storylines, and I'm certain military advisors to films get laughed out of the room when they pull up the quote for 200 sets of legit cry precision JPCs.
You serious?
So I can understand how a genuine article kit doesn't make it into the movies. In this case, it's just a bummer because there was a fair bit done right. But there's a few easy fixes that would have given the equipment accuracy a big boost at minimal extra cost. The first example is replacing all these obviously fake LBT carriers with the less obviously fake cryo JPC replicas. Next, you can throw these EMORs in the bin and probably spend the same amount on airsoft replica AMPs or Comtacs. And finally, just simply fitting the helmets better to some of the actors. Besides that, I still think they did a decent job. Final kit monster score of 6.5 Temu JPCs out of 10. Tactically speaking, of course.